My girlfriend of 2 years 19F wrongfully texted me, 20M. Then said it was a dare. What do I do? We've been together for 2 years and have never had any problems, and although I'm not usually the one to worry, this did kind of rub me the wrong way. Today she texted me, also happy birthday, I love you my bear heart, and, well, it's neither my birthday nor does she call me bear. So yeah. I asked her if that was a mistake, voice texted me, which she never does, saying it was a dare and changed the subject. What actually got me though was how when I saw her later, she didn't bring it up despite me being clearly uncomfortable by it. Just wanted to know if I was overreacting or anything. It's her first relationship and all, but she knows the issues I've had in my past relationships with other guys, so I feel like something like this would be slightly tasteless. Yeah, that sounds like bullshit. If it was a dare, she probably would have had more details about it or talked about how funny the whole situation was. Yeah, this is sketchy. If her story were true, you'd expect her to give you a much more complete story than, it was a dare, that she's be anxious to share. Does she have any social media friends who had a birthday? AL significant other happy birthday. This sounds like part of an ongoing conversation that she was having with someone else. Dude, she is cheating. Even if she isn't, why the fuck would you want to be with someone that was okay with pretending to cheat? Tell her, I dare you to move out and never contact me again. You're not overreacting, and if she doesn't have a better explanation then I think you know what the deal is. Did she say what the original dare was? And why would somebody give her such a lame and oddly specific dare? She could have lied better and said that was meant for a friend of hers. She definitely panicked and came up with a quick lie before thinking about it. Girlfriend found a hair tie on the nightstand. Insists it wasn't hers. Throwaway for obvious reasons. And #X200B. I've been dating this woman for 5 or so months. It's been great. I felt like we trusted each other implicitly from the beginning and everything has been relatively smooth. Lately, we've been a bit on the rocks because there's a possibility I'd be moving to another state for a job, obviously ending our relationship as it stands. I've been exhausted trying to keep up with life in general, and haven't had as much time for her, and obviously she's been a bit upset due to the fact I may leave. We've talked about it extensively, and mutually decided that we should remain close and cross the bridge when we come to it, i.e. if I get the offer, then we both move on. I'd been gone for a long weekend, had to travel for work, and came back yesterday. Today, she came by and we were in bed, just cuddling a bit, and she started acting strange. She got up to leave, put her hair up, and was picking up her things. On the nightstand, there was a pinkish, beige hair tie. I mentioned, you forgot this, and handed to her. She replied, I've never seen that. I don't buy hair ties like that. I had never seen the hair tie there before, and can say with nearly 100% certainty it wasn't there prior to her arrival. I don't even know where else it would have come from. I haven't had another girl over in probably over 8 months, and of course would have noticed it there at some point. I'm not the most organized person, but we're talking about a 12 by 18 table with nothing but a lamp and a clock on it. And #X200B. I told her as such and she said, I believe you, and the conversation was excruciatingly weird. Because I felt like I was defending myself. I honestly have no idea where the hair tie came from. She insisted things were okay, but then left rather abruptly. And #X200B. I simply cannot think of anything else other than the fact she left it here and lied. The fact that she said, I don't even have hair ties like that, threw me for a loop, because obviously her or I would have noticed it sometime in the last 5 months. I suppose there's some sort of minute possibility it ended up on my nightstand by other means, but I simply can't fathom how that had happened. She's been the only woman in my life for nearly half a year now. Heck, she's been the only person in my apartment other than me for over 6 months at least. And #X200B. What the fuck is going on? Random question, do you have a cat? Mine plays with my hair ties all the time. One time I moved the fridge and there were at least 20 hair ties stuck under there. If it helps, my wife found a pair of panties I washed and put in her drawer, and swore they weren't hers. They weren't our daughter's, obviously, and unless one of her friends left some clothes that got mixed in, there's no way they got in some other way. Long story short, they were hers, she forgot about them. Damn. This one sucks. Because I'm putting myself in her shoes and know how much it would hurt to find something like that on my boyfriend's nightstand. There have been times where I've forgotten something was mine when I saw it and got scared, but he would remind me how it got there and that it was mine. I would just keep reassuring her and ask her where she thinks it came from, etc. Assure her you're 100% focused on her and no one has been in your apartment for however long. She needs reassurance and comfort, not a fight or accusation she's dumb, ya know? I told her as such and she said, I believe you, and the conversation was excruciatingly weird. Because I felt like I was defending myself. I honestly have no idea where the hair tie came from. She insisted things were okay, but then left rather abruptly. You're overthinking this. She says she believes you, so take her word for that and move on. Nothing else should be done at this point. Where did it come from? No idea. Cosmic replacement for a missing sock, maybe. But realistically, she either trusts you or she doesn't. If she doesn't, that's on her, not you. You can't make her, and you shouldn't want to. Sounds to me like she could be trying to test you. If you had reacted guiltily, she would have considered that evidence that you're hiding something or cheating. For example, if there was another woman in the picture that could have left the hairband, you may have started doubting your belief that it belonged to her and reacted accordingly. The abrupt end to the conversation makes sense because she got all of the information she wanted. You reacted with genuine confusion instead of backtracking or mixing your story up. Just one possible explanation for her behavior. Have a conversation with her about your concerns about this, but don't accuse her of testing you immediately since it's a bit of a far-fetched option. I'm having an abortion and my father is losing his mind. Sorry if my English is not perfect, it's not my mother tongue. I, 23F. Had an accident with my boyfriend, 24M, of 3 years and we decided to terminate because we are not ready to take on so much responsibilities and we're not stable. I had to tell my parents, separated, because I came home for a summer job in their city. At the moment I live with my father. My boyfriend lives in another city. My father took the news relatively well, but he's being very judgmental about my boyfriend, saying things like, he has to take responsibility too, he's not doing anything, and more. Today I finally had a date to start the process and it happens tomorrow in the morning. I spoke with my boyfriend and there's a possibility that he won't be here on time because he would have to wake up at 3 in the morning, he's driving here. I also asked my boyfriend to be civil, and that if there was a problem between him and my father that I would not mediate, that I would just leave for an hotel for the weekend. He accepted. The problem comes when I asked my father the same thing, please be civil or I leave, and he lost his mind, saying that I was threatening him, more trash talk about my boyfriend, trash talk about me and that I have to take responsibilities too, and he hung up. What can I do to make him understand that for me it's a boundary that I'm enforcing with consequences and not a threat? Thanks if you read everything. Too long did not read. Trying to implement a boundary about my abortion. My father says I am threatening him. Edit. Quick edit because it seemed that my grammar in English is confusing some people. My boyfriend is getting up at 3 a.m. to come, he has no problems with that. Unfortunately his car is unreliable and by getting up at 3 he is already taking several hours of advance in case something happens. Your father is probably just thinking about your boyfriend making you pregnant then coming up with excuse why he can't be there on time. As a dad that would probably make me nuts too. Remind him this is a time you need support and he needs to forget about his feelings for a short time and that your boyfriend said he will be there. Your boyfriend is proving to be unreliable. Of course your dad is mad. Your father is angry that you have a boyfriend who makes so little effort to support you in your time of need. Maybe your boyfriend is not grown up or mature enough to have a GF. TBH, any normal and caring dad would react like that. He probably thinks that your boyfriend knocked you up and is going to dump you, making you a single mother. However, you need to remind your dad that right now you need support, not additional stress. You need to not have your father involved in this process. It will not be good for you while you go through this process. I hope you'll be okay during this. You know what's best for your body and what options are available to you and it's perfectly within your rights to terminate. I would seek professional help if you're struggling in the aftermath. Good luck. It's your body and you know what's best for you in your life. The people who push back on boundaries are the ones who don't like them cause it stops them from hurt you. Ignore it and focus on you. I think you both are being responsible. You know neither of you are ready or capable of having a baby right now. Things happen. It's your body and your choice. Please talk to your boyfriend and both try therapy though. Even when you know what you're getting into, there are all kinds of feelings that can follow. I hope for the best for you and your BF. Take care of each other and yourselves. My boyfriend might be planning to cheat on me. My 25F boyfriend, 29M, of 2 years met his female colleague 5 months ago and they've gotten close over the time and send and share semi-flirty texts and reels. which I thought was harmless because he said so until recently when she told him that she wants to cheat on her boyfriend and my boyfriend said he'll help her with that. I found out about this and upon confrontation he told me that he meant he'll help her find guys and not cheat himself, but I find that hard to believe and we had a huge blown fight over this. I get this gut feeling that she has a thing for him and also she knows that he and I are dating. I've been very clear about my dislike towards her and yet my boyfriend keeps in touch with her and insists that they're merely friends and that he has no other friend in his office, but her, so can't cut her off. He and I live together and things are weird now. I believe that flirting explicitly over texts is also considered cheating and it's not just physical relations that count as cheating. He cut ties with her after our major fight and now is not talking to me, despite him being the person planning to step his foot outside this relationship. This seems like a typical gaslighting incident and I don't think I am overreacting. That definitely sounds like he planned on cheating. There is no way he would have meant he would find her other guys. I think the fight might actually push him more towards her. Do you really want to be with a guy that is willing to do this though? Might be time to find someone better. If you stay with him you might end up sharing him with her. A person willing to help another person cheat is scum. This isn't like a bad impulsive decision you can blame on drugs or alcohol but a planned action. Anyone that thinks so little of commitment and monogamy should not be trusted to stay committed and monogamous with you. If he's willing to help her cheat he literally condones cheating. Leave. I don't think you are overreacting. Personally I think you may be underreacting. The fact that he responds to her message in this way, instead of saying words to the effect of, "End it with your boyfriend first, and then get yourself back in the dating pool," says everything you need to know about your boyfriend's moral compass and his desire to fuck his coworker. Nope, you are not overreacting and it is sad that he couldn't simply take a step back and admit that he took the flirting too far with her. We all know what he meant by helping her. Whether he was being jokingly flirty or whether he was dead serious, it does not really matter at this point. He needs to have some respect for his relationship with you and should not be speaking to another woman this way.